YouTube. This is VidHead85, and this Am I the Asshole is, oh boy, here we go. Am I the asshole for calling my wife unreasonable for backing out of spending Christmas with my family after my mother rejected her cookie sample? Context. For every holiday, my mother would ask the women in the family, my sisters, sister-in-law, my wife, my female cousins, to send samples of the desserts they planned to bring to the celebration for testing and to see if these desserts could make it to the food menu. My wife has been complaining for years about my mother deliberately rejecting every dessert sample she sent. So many times, my mother has told her that she's being honest and keeping the guests' best interest at heart. Yet my wife still thought that my mother is deliberately excluding her since two of her dessert samples were rejected before. For this year's Christmas, my mother is doing the same thing, but this time she told every woman who was participating to make a cookie sample and send it to her for testing. My wife took it as a challenge, and to be honest, she worked really hard to make a good sample and sent it to my mother's days ago, and the results came in yesterday. I came home from work and found my wife upset. I asked what's wrong, and she told me that my mother rejected the sample she sent and decided to exclude her baking from the food list menu for Christmas this year. I didn't know what to say, but she then told me she was backing out of the invitation to attend Christmas with my family. I was stunned. When I heard her make this statement. I tried to talk to her, but she said it was done. I called her unreasonable to decide to bail on the whole family over some cookie sample. That's just freaking crazy and quite unreasonable. We had a full-on argument, and she stated that my mother caused this, but I told her that my mother is pretty serious and careful about the food that she offers to the guests since we are going to have relatives coming from all sides of the country. She told me to stop mentioning it. Later, I heard her cry despite telling her that her baking is amazing and people have preferences, that's all. Am I the asshole for insisting her decision was unreasonable? Info. If you're asking whose cookie sample made it to the menu, the answer is my sister and my two cousins. Info for a few things to put here. My wife wasn't the only sample who was rejected. We have sister-in-laws and my younger sisters. My mother did not force anyone to participate. It was up to whoever wanted to take part. This is just about the dessert, since my mother tends to be very careful in this category, but for other types of foods, dishes, appetizers, salads, stuff like that is welcome, as she stated. Update. Great. So I just got off the phone with my brother, and he told me that his wife is doing the same thing as my wife, and she has decided to back out of the invitation to spend Christmas with family as well. Turns out my wife must have told her about her decision, and she decided to follow her lead. My brother is pissed, saying that my wife is encouraging his wife to do this. I see that this problem has just gotten bigger now. Who knows? My younger sister might join in and decide not to go as well. I don't know how this got out of control so quickly. I guess we'll try to have a discussion with my mother about this soon and see how this goes. Okay, so my comments are very simple. Okay, I noticed that his wife, her one daughter-in-law, his sister-in-law, brother's wife, and his younger sisters. I'm wondering, okay, first of all, okay, there's a lot of comments because I perused the comments that are comparing her to Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay wouldn't be this dickish. Like, he's an asshole on camera. He's an asshole, but he would not, I doubt that he would just be like, oh, this came from you, I don't want it. Like, that is, the fact that OP is saying that his wife is unreasonable is bullshit. Who does this? Who sends samples? This is not a fucking cooking show. This is not a competition. And Mother has made it one. Honestly, I have a feeling now, just like the wife isn't the first one this isn't the first time. This was twice before that she was rejected. I'm pretty sure that her other daughter-in-law also had been rejected, and the younger sisters. This is a way for her to show favoritism. This is a power play. Like, honestly, and the fact that OP doesn't see how fucked up this is, just shows me how ingrown his mother's tentacles are. Let's look at some of these comments. And you know what? Honestly, I think the mods are the assholes in this one because they locked this comment. They locked up the comments here. So correct me if I'm wrong. For years and years, your mother has demanded that all the women, why not men too, in your family send in samples. For years and years, your wife has tried her hardest to appease your mother, has pushed herself to the limit, and has been left completely and utterly demoralized each and every time by a humiliating tradition enforced by a holiday tyrant. And even worse, her shame was publicly put on display each and every year as other families who would no doubt notice that once again her food wasn't chosen. Finally, after producing something that she was unbelievably proud of, she was once left again embarrassed and most likely deeply hurt as she was deemed not good enough for yet another year. This is the straw that broke the camel's back, and she decides she has had enough of her humiliation and that she will not give her cruel mother-in-law the satisfaction of seeing her discomfort on such a big day. She makes a boundary that many would have made a long time prior, and her husband is calling her unreasonable for setting up these boundaries? Come on, dude. You know you're the asshole. Also, oh yeah, okay. So it's her sister-in-law, and their younger sister. Okay. Old Host 57. This summarizes it. Even before recent events, OP was the asshole for not objecting to the holiday tyrant and just by accepting Mother's assumption that only women could cook. Yes, you're the asshole. Never in a million, you're the asshole. I'd never in a million years bake samples to be approved. I'm showing up with my food. Eat it or don't. I don't really care. Your mother is the asshole and very, very weird. You're the asshole. Your mom is also the asshole who takes samples in and makes others feel bad because of their cooking. This tradition sucks, and I get why OP's wife doesn't want to go. Okay. I was thinking Martha Stewart, but I don't think she was this mean. Prison does change people, though. Say hi to Uncle Snoop if I was right. You're the asshole either way. I can't believe that you are okay with someone making your wife stress this hard and beg approval in order to celebrate Christmas with your family only to be rejected. You should stay home and eat her cookies. It would be a better Christmas. Gordon Ramsay is a lot more reasonable than her, let's be honest. He's only shouting at people who are supposed to be professionals at getting paid for their work. He's still not particularly nice to them, of course, but she's just cruel to family for no fucking reason. And OP is a massive asshole too. It's an insane tradition to publicly reject people every year. Definitely you're the asshole. Okay. Natural garbage. Your wife has been telling you for years that your mother has been rejecting her. She has gone out of her way to make something good, and your mother's pretentious Christmas menu leaves her out every year. And now you can't understand why she's devastated and doesn't want to go to Christmas with the people who make her feel so bad? It sounds like you're saying, guess my mother just doesn't like your cooking, deal with it, instead of you dealing with your mother. What kind of Christmas menu requires samples to be sent in advance? Your mother sounds controlling, and frankly, I wouldn't want to go to Christmas there either. Okay, you're the asshole. Why haven't you defended your wife's baking to your mom? You are choosing your mother over your own wife. Step up and tell your mom that you don't appreciate the constant insulting of your wife and accept that if she doesn't feel comfortable going to Christmas dinner, that she has every right not to go, and you should be supporting her decision. There is one that I think is really, this one. And this one will be one of the last comments, if not the last one. Francis Knows says, you're the asshole, without a doubt. Not surprising since you were raised by the supreme asshole. Who does your mother think she is? The royal cookie taster? If it doesn't appeal to her, it couldn't possibly be liked by anyone? You are royally messed up in the head. To think that this is normal behavior for a family holiday? Can you not see your wife's effort were a desperate attempt to comply to a completely insane request? Making a dessert once to bring to the dinner is already an effort. To make a trial run for Her Majesty's approval is a bridge too far. And family members submit to this insanity? Your wife is correct in staying home. Your mother put her taste in bakery ahead of appreciating your wife and others, no doubt. It's insulting. You're the asshole to put up with it. All right, so that is the end of the video here. Thank you so much for joining me, YouTube. You have a great day. And if you find any other "Am I the Asshole" posts or whatever that you might want read on the channel, just link it in the comments or let me know the title. All right, see you later.